My name is Ava. I am 12 years old. This is the story of the night that changed me, the night I learned what courage really means. I still remember the day my parents dropped me off at Maplewood boarding school. The building looked huge, tall brick walls, echoing hallways, and so many faces I didn't know. My mother held my hand tightly. My father smiled, but I could see his eyes glisten. "You'll do great, sweetheart," he said softly. I nodded, pretending to be brave. But inside, my stomach twisted with fear. When they drove away, I waved until their car disappeared behind the trees. Then the world felt suddenly too quiet. I wanted to run after them, to beg them to take me home. But I stood still, biting my lip, because I didn't want the other girls to see me cry. My roommate's name was Emma. She was friendly, but she already had friends here. They whispered and giggled together, while I sat on my bed unpacking my clothes. I placed my favorite photo, the one of Mom, Dad, and me at the beach, on the nightstand. That picture made me feel safe. As the sun set, the hallway lights flickered on. The sound of laughter faded as everyone went to their rooms. Then came the silence. A silence so deep, it felt like it had weight. I could hear every small sound: footsteps, doors closing, a window creaking. When the lights went out, my heart started racing. I stared at the ceiling, trying not to cry. The room felt strange. The shadows looked alive. Every whisper of the wind outside made me pull the blanket tighter. I missed home. My warm bed, Mom's voice singing softly, Dad's footsteps in the hallway. I missed the smell of pancakes in the morning. And for the first time in my life, I felt completely alone. A tear rolled down my cheek. I turned to the wall, hiding my face, afraid Emma might see me cry. But she was already asleep. The room was dark, except for a thin ray of moonlight through the curtain. That night felt endless. Every minute stretched like an hour. I thought, maybe I'm not ready for this. Maybe I'm not as brave as I thought. But then, something small happened. From outside the window, I heard the soft sound of an owl. Hoo, hoo. It was gentle, calm, almost like a song. I listened carefully. Then I noticed the trees swaying, the sound of crickets, the rhythm of the wind. Slowly, the fear began to fade. I realized the world wasn't trying to scare me. It was just alive. The night wasn't empty. It was full of quiet life. And maybe I didn't have to be afraid of it. I sat up, looked around, and whispered to myself, I can do this. My voice was small, but it felt strong. I looked at the photo beside my bed and smiled. "Good night, Mom. Good night, Dad," I said softly. Then I closed my eyes and let the night hold me. When I woke up, sunlight filled the room. Birds were singing outside, and Emma was already brushing her hair. For a moment, I just sat there, smiling. I had made it through the night. My first night away from home. At breakfast, I joined the other girls. I was still shy, but I laughed at one of their jokes. It felt good, like a tiny door opening inside me. I wasn't the lonely girl from last night anymore. I had taken my first small step toward being brave. Later that day, I called my parents. Mom's voice cracked when she heard me say, "I'm okay." Dad laughed softly and said, "See? I told you you'd do great." I told them about the owl, the moonlight, and how I didn't cry after midnight. They were proud, and that made my heart shine. That night, when the lights went out again, I wasn't afraid. The same sounds that once scared me now felt comforting. I whispered to myself, "You did it, Ava." And I smiled into the darkness. That was the night I learned something important. That courage isn't about not feeling afraid. It's about feeling scared, but choosing to face it anyway. It's about believing that the fear won't last forever. That morning always comes after the darkest night. Sometimes we think bravery means doing big, loud things, but often it's quiet. It's found in small moments, in the tears we wipe away alone, in the steps we take when no one is watching, in the nights we face by ourselves. The dark isn't always something to fear. Sometimes it's where we find our light. True courage isn't about being fearless. It's about facing fear with hope in your heart.